Hi, it is Janelle, and it is day 2 of Ransom School. We've already talked about surrendering and, having to come to the end of yourself and give yourself up. It's in this book, the devotions we've been reading. The first one was about C.S. Lewis giving all to Christ, giving it all. So he was like, yeah, Janelle, I see you. And all of this is for you. So it's a great experience. I just use this time wisely because paying to be here, or other people are paying for me to be here. And he's already given me such great people that are willing to help me and just get me here, and let God do everything else. So I appreciate every single person that has gotten me here today, because it has truly been wonderful. It's my update for during lunch. We are about to go to the park to work on our projects a bit more, just outside the setting of the house. So we're gonna go to Love Park. Nice view and stuff. But I also am gonna be working on some school financial aid stuff. So today was the second day Ross spoke, and it was very interesting. Things about the day of the Lord and how everything is actually kind of leading up to that. We made this cool timeline. That yesterday we talked about some of the covenants, the covenant with Adam, Abraham, and David. The possible structure of things is there's a water barrier around everything, this kind of type of water, and then there's top heavens, middle heavens, lower heavens. So a 1, 2, 3, and God lives at the 1, and then there's the earth and the rest of the universe within that. So we can't necessarily reach it in human self form nowadays, but I guess one of those days we could, because of the Nephilim. There's just a lot of talk about how the whole story is centered around the Jews, and it still is. He's coming back for everyone of his followers, but they are still at the center. He'll be coming back to Jerusalem and Israel. But yeah, it just really made me really want to look more into the Jewish people, and I really want to see look at those history videos, since we're not doing that in class. So that's kind of where I'm at. Today was our last day of school for the week because we are leaving for Revive. Today, Paul spoke, and he was talking about goals and dreams and aspirations for the future, and I was just kind of basically to do a God, that's not what I said. I said with my career, being a doctor, I want to help people. I want to be able to help ways they can't help themselves. It's so why? Why do you want to help people? And I'm it just brings me fulfillment. I know I'm supposed to help people and work with other people, because it gives me the feeling that I feel whenever I'm with God, and I'm learning something about him, and I'm able to be in his presence. So it just makes me that's what I mean when I say fulfillment. When he went into things, he was how when you're a leader, you can lead people down the wrong path. Even with the best intentions and all of that, he was talking about his experience, and he was called into ministry. He had to pray a lot and really sit down and be I want to go into ministry. One of his mentors said that it shouldn't be something you want to do. It's not something you just want to do. I really want to do tattoos for a living, or I really like this, let me do it. It needs to be something you can't live without doing, you feel you have to do this. Paul was talking about you'll meet that person that really solidifies what you're doing, you might not want to do it originally, but you really meet some people and you're yeah, this is really what I have to do. It really made me really reevaluate that, because this question keeps coming back up. I don't know. Something to pray on for sure. making me reevaluate life, you know? This is post Revive. Revive was great being a staff. And my staff lanyard with my name. It's crazy. Met some new friends. It was really interesting. I really loved the purpose of like every place you were, you had a purpose of being there. I helped a kid through a panic attack with Big Josh. Just a lot of prayer for kids. I loved the staff prayers. Those were really great. The 7 a.m. staff meetings were bad, but not too bad. One of the devotions today, and it was really talking about being humble. And I struggle a lot with pride. So it gave me some steps and things to do that would be helpful in being less prideful. The silence portion, just sitting in silence, sitting with God for a while. It's been really interesting. It shifted me from like a past mindset where I was really thinking about my past mistakes to like the future and like having hopes for the future, which is great, but not when you want to be silent. And just kind of what that brought out was just like really interesting. So something, again, I will practice today. Increasing my gratitude is something I definitely need to work on. Because like people are like, think of all the things God has done for you, and my brain is blank. Like I'm alive, but he's done so much, I just forget and I can't pinpoint things, you know. It's really hard since everything just seems so normal, you know. Just being here is a blessing in general. The fact that he loves me is a blessing in itself. Like all these different things that I just need to be able to like write down or pinpoint so I can like go over it and over it, so it can really lessen the pride of like, oh, I'm doing so good, all this stuff is because of me and like all the work I did and all the trust I put. Like, no, it's not. It's literally God. Like, only God. Only God could do it. I just downloaded TikTok again. One thing I did realize with watching that was that like it puts you in such a mindset of like watching other people's life and being like, oh, I want that, like specifically, like, oh, I could do that, or like I want to do that, or I should be in that situation. So it's like it's putting you in like a cycle of doubt and like comparison and dissatisfaction, I would say, with like where you are, because I really felt like capable of doing so much. And then like when I was looking at that and I was like, oh, all of this now seems like out of my reach. It seems like this whole huge problem, which is like, oh, I could never get there. Like there's this huge gap between that person and me. There's not, though. Like that person started somewhere. Maybe it was like ahead of where you are now, but like they started somewhere and then they got better. That's my like thing from just now. Did a devotion today, which I liked. The devotion I really liked. It talked about like the degrees of love. A few days ago I was thinking about just like all the anger I have like towards people from like high school and things like that, just from expectations that weren't met. But then there's the spiritual aspect of like God loves those people. Like he put them on earth for a reason, and you saying like you hate them or dislike them or things like that is not showing love to them in the sense of loving your neighbor, you know, as yourself. But like God loves them, so you need to love them as well, even if they're judgmental, even if they're rude, even if they're conceited, even if they were manipulative or two-faced, like anything. You have to love them and realize that they are loved by God. Anyways, that is all for now. I'm gonna go make pizza with Desi. We have 2 weeks left of Ransom School, which is so sad. We have this week and then next week, and then it is over. It's been so enjoyable. It's been a fun ride, I would say. Yeah, today we were talking about Sabbath. I realized like Saturdays would be the best time to do that for me, because usually by the end of the week I'm tired, and like the main week, like by Friday I'm like so tired, I'm just don't want to do it. So powering through an extra day just to get to Sunday to do Sabbath wouldn't be the best. I get really stressed during Sabbath because I feel like it needs to be super spiritual, like it needs to be this whole thing that like I'm reading my Bible, I'm like diving deeper into the word, or I'm like sitting in silence and in prayer for like hours. Like it has to be this huge like meet with God moment. But they really like brought it back that it's like it's a day of rest for you. I feel like it just gives you an opportunity to meet with God in like your everyday, like in the things you enjoy, and figuring out how he's wired you and being able to appreciate that, because you are one of his creations, you know? Going on a date with yourself and going on a date with God, like things like that, where like I can go and like sit at a boba shop or something with my Bible and read, but I don't have to. I can just go and just sit down and enjoy my time in rest, because he is in the rest. That's what he calls us to do. And he loves whenever we're able just to reconnect with him. It's giving you like a new perspective on how things work and makes things not so doom and gloom. Building in rest and solitude and silence and just like mental calm into every day is also important, so you can reconnect with the Lord on the daily. It's been going really well. I'm really enjoying myself. Revive. But yeah, love you all. Bye. Hi, it is Tuesday, July 23rd. It is the last week of Ransom School. Tomorrow's the second to last day. I was just about to go and start editing things. Should have started earlier, but here we are. And I just really wanted to say thank you to everyone. It's been just such a great experience being here and being able to live in such a great community. Just watching like the Nashville group, you guys love one another. It's just so beautiful. The atmosphere you guys create and how you guys helped me when I had to like Megan and Austin, like when you guys helped me when I had to go and things like that, waking up at 5 a.m, like that's insane. You know, it's really showing me what true friendship really is, you know, and like what caring about people really can contain. It's just such a beautiful thing. I'm very excited to experience and keep as a standard in like the rest of my life. I just want to say thank you for all of it, to all of you. Beautiful, amazing people, and I'm so glad I'm now a part of this community and I can stay in this community, because it truly is a beautiful, unique thing that a lot of people never have in their entire lives. I'm very thankful I have. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that has helped out with Ransom School, that have come to talk to us, that have done things for Ransom School or just Revive in general. This experience has been so transformative for me. It has changed the trajectory of my life. So I'm so glad I was here. I know God really wanted me here, and Desi's been great. I thank you for her and putting up with me, being a great roommate and just kind of showing me the ropes of life. Keep doing the amazing work you guys are all doing, because God sees you, I see you, and you're doing very well, you know. So love y'all.